Hello and a warm welcome back to the TNC Podcast, the #1 Norwich City podcast in the whole of the land. Chris, are you well?
Yes.
Come on, let's start strong.
Yes, I'm really well. I love life. Everything's amazing. By the way, you've got glasses on now. This is your first podcast with glasses on.
First podcast with glasses. What am I, a week in now of the glasses experience?
Yeah.
You're a whole lot deeper than me in terms of the glasses world. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah, and now...
Which is huge.
And now you can see not just how shit Norwich are, but just how shit Great Yarmouth is.
Actually, had an outpouring of love on Twitter last week. Was tweeting the fairly standard pictures of Yarmouth. I mean, I wasn't going out to get a nice shot, but of course everything looks brilliant, as it always does in Great Yarmouth. And hundreds of people pouring into my mentions saying, thank goodness we're finally seeing what Yarmouth's all about. I saw a lot of people criticising yourself for the degrading comments towards the great town.
That's fake news.
So yeah, the only downfall of having glasses is the fact that I can see the football. Now at Carrow Road, and I'm not turning around to Craig going, oh, who's just missed that glorious chance for Norwich, or who's just made that massive error for the set pieces.
Yep.
I thought when we played Chelsea and what's his face, Chalobah scored the opening goal.
Yeah.
I saw it with my very eyes in the ground, and I thought, wow, that's bad. Goodness, that's bad from Josh Sargent. And then I watched it back, and it was even worse.
Yeah.
Have you seen the picture of Chalobah? Just not even really jumping,
Mate,
and Sargent just like this, like a gormless man looking at the pigeons flying above. I just thought, what are we doing? You know?
And then of course it got worse because you had to see with your new glasses that Leeds United performance.
Well, actually, shall I get my mention out fairly quickly?
No.
I saw the first goal and I switched it off. And I watched the golf and played some darts.
You didn't put yourself through the torture.
No. I've done it too many times, Chris. There's only so many times you can be tortured. Right?
Well, yeah.
I was in the pub.
It does feel a bit like Chinese torture.
They had the Chelsea Newcastle game on. Lots of issues there.
Yes, lots.
We might speak about it later. We might not. Of course, Norwich Leeds wasn't on the telly. We found a dodgy stream, whacked it on an iPad. We got it on in the 7th minute. 5 minutes later, Leeds scored, and I said to my mate Sam, switch it off. Let's watch the golf. I'm not doing it anymore. And then playing darts, just at double 10, and feeling in a great mood. Kenny McLean scores, and I'm thinking, my goodness, my life has peaked.
Get it back
it's
on.
It's 1-1.
Get it back on.
Next game, hit 21 on the old dartboard. Leeds score. Life is a roller coaster. But sadly for Norwich City fans,
as the great Roland Keating would say,
you're mostly upside down and not enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster with only pain and no joy.
Right, so come on then, of what you saw of the Leeds performance.
Well, I watched the highlights, yeah.
So what did you think?
Well, it was absolutely, it was predictable. Nothing shocked me. I learnt nothing new. And I'm actually kind of glad we lost it rather than drew, because it's put us out of pain.
What? You can't be glad
that
we've lost a game of football.
We were always going down, so it's just, they've switched the life support off now.
Wow.
Walking out of Chelsea, right? You weren't thinking, if we beat Leeds, we're staying up, surely.
No, but you can't want your team. Come on.
I'm not saying I wanted. I'm saying I'm glad that there's now no return. We're at the point of no return.
That's not good energy.
Well, I'm not seeing much good energy on the pitch either, Chris.
Yeah, fair enough. I can't argue with that.
You're not blaming me, are you, for the on-field performances?
Look, Leeds, I want to get this out there really early doors.
We lost.
Leeds absolutely deserved to win the game. And I'm not buying Dino saying we had a better second half. I'm not. I thought Leeds looked much more promising in the final third. And I thought they simply, and I know this might sound cheap, I think they wanted it more. And you could tell by just how aggressive they were with us that they wanted it more.
Well, we saw the same in the Brentford game, Chris.
I know. But, and you think, bloody hell, boys, you get that equaliser. Shut the bloody door. Shut the bloody door.
And lock it.
And throw away the key.
Yeah.
But they didn't. In fact, they opened the door, opened the door, gave them the key, and let them run in. And that's exactly what happened.
And offered them a cup of tea as well.
And
a few biscuits.
I felt when that goal went in, and I'm sure lots of Norwich fans that are watching and listening to this all around the world now will feel the same. I think that was the most embarrassed I felt all season. I was embarrassed when we lost 7-0 to Chelsea. I was embarrassed when we lost 5-0 to Man City. But I was not embarrassed like I was embarrassed conceding that goal.
Especially because it was so big for Leeds as well.
I just feel crestfallen. I feel like, what is this? What are we doing? Where are we going? Who are we trying to be? Who's accountable? Who's actually putting their head above the parapet and actually talking to the fans? No one. But yeah, no, that Leeds performance, so disappointing, all over the pitch. I want to make a point of this, I really promise that I don't want to criticise individual players, but I have to say it. Lucas Rube, utterly appalling. Utterly appalling. I am not in the LRAS anymore. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And Dino clearly saw the light as well by hooking him at half-time, because he was utterly woeful. And to be fair, all of the midfield were. Norman is a former. I can't. How is?
Well, I think
I'm speechless. How is our midfield that bad?
I think the thing with Lucas Roope is we've always known he's a very average footballer, even in the Championship. And the reason that he's been getting praise in recent weeks is because he has looked good compared to what we've got.
Yeah.
Now that is at no level, right?
Yes.
That's like saying, I don't know, I've got 3 punctures on my car and that's good because you've got 4, right?
God, really
You're still not in a good
today.
situation there. And you're right, Chris, the midfield is a major concern.
It's so
We've
poor.
gone from a midfield last season of Oliver Skipp and who else were we playing in there? Branchich or someone like that.
Emi Buendia.
And now we've got Kenny McLean and either Lucas or Billy Gilmore.
Yeah. By the way, but I tell you what though, I am pleased that Kenny McLean scored.
Yeah.
I'm pleased because I do think Kenny, just like all of the players, have deserved criticism. But I was particularly pleased with Kenny because I do think some of his criticism has been really harsh, really harsh. Ultimately, I feel sorry for Kenny because he was bought for absolutely fuck all. Yeah, we signed him as a Championship player. He now finds himself playing week in, week out in the Premier League. And by the way, he's earned the right to have that opportunity. So I grant him that. But ultimately, how can you expect that? How can you expect him to reach those? I think the expectations is just well off. Like ultimately, again, it falls back down to recruitment and investment. How are we in that position? It's mental. And now, are we going to start playing Gilmore again? Now that this season, let's be honest, this season's done, right? So now what we can do, play Gilmore every week because his loan fee will go down, which by the way says it all. It absolutely says it all. Let's care more about Chelsea than our own football club.
Well, surely you would probably do the opposite, and the same with Brandon. Brandon Williams has probably become one of our better players this season.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think there's a lot of love for Brandon. He's a man that wears his heart on his sleeve, but he's not going to be here next season. Nor is Gilmore.
But
probably neither's Norman. Why not throw your favourite man Johnny Rowe in there and give it a go? Because these are the players that will be here next season.
Do you know what it's about? It's about bloody time that you came out with some sense, because you've been slandering Johnny Rowe.
No, I haven't.
Saying he's not good enough, he's overhyped. You have.
Well, he's not a Premier League footballer, but he, like with Kenny McLean,
he looks more of a Premier League footballer than every outfield player that's currently playing.
Yeah, but that's not a compliment, Chris.
Okay. Brandon Williams, I make an exception for him, a complete bias exception.
About what?
About the fact that these people are now calling on loan players to not play anymore because it's pointless, because you may as well develop the future, which is going to be us in the Championship. I've tweeted this as well. I'm always quite sceptical of post-match comments from players because it feels generic, we'll go again and all this stuff. And to be fair to the Norwich boys, I don't think they're like that. And I do believe that they run their social accounts themselves. However, I thought this from Brandon yesterday was really important. That one hurt. I hope everyone that travelled got back safe. Don't stop supporting us until the end. This is the key bit. I know you're not happy right now, and we're not in a situation we want to be in, but you can have my word, as a team we will not give in. Now that first bit, I know you're not happy right now. That's the first time that anyone associated with the club since Brentford has actually said, we know how you feel. Why is Brandon saying that and not the fucking football club? When you lose to Brentford,
in the manner
you've got to be thinking, like, we need to keep the fans on side, because if not, this is going to be an absolute car crash. And people think this is as bad as it's going to get. I think it's going to get worse. I'm sorry to deliver that bad news. I think it's going to get a lot worse. And I just thought that was very good of Brandon. But that Leeds performance, disappointing, expected. I tweeted, copy and paste performance yet again. Making all of the same mistakes. Do you now, though, take my side with VAR? Because you have stuck up for something that is an absolute joke.
You have said...
Offside.
You have said in the past that you think it's corrupt towards the big teams. Now, I don't believe that.
And I still stand by that.
I think the whole system is a complete nonsense.
Well, I still stand by it with Leeds.
Well, they're not a big team,
of course,
are they?
they're a big club though. They're bigger than Norwich.
Of
course, they want Leeds to stay in the Premier League. Let's give them the decisions.
Well, so
bigger fan base.
Even if VAR wasn't there, we would have lost that game.
I know, and I need to make that clear. To be clear, by the way, like
VAR is a nonsense, and we must get rid.
We didn't. Yeah, correct. Well done.
People say I tweeted VAR. If you're no function human thinks that VAR is a good thing for football, and everyone was replying, Jack, it's not VAR's fault. It's the officials' fault. No, they have an issue with it. But VAR in general is flawed. The constant stop-start.
Yeah.
This isn't tennis.
It's not for the fans.
I'm not watching cricket. If I wanted to sit back, have a beer, I'd either watch cricket or home and away or something like that. I'm watching football.
Yeah, and God fucking forbid. Why would you? Why would you?
I don't want to stand, celebrate, and then wait for 5 minutes to see if it's been allowed or disallowed.
You knew as soon as the ref went, and I like this from Dino in his post-match, as soon as the ref went over to that screen, you knew that the goal was, the decision was going against us.
Didn't Ed Woodson get booked?
Yes, he did, which is utterly laughable. Well, he's got a bit of history. Didn't he get booked in that Ipswich home game as well?
I think he was the ringleader.
He was the one that piped them up. I love a bit of Ed Woodson, to be fair. What a boy. Top boy. Right, here's my point about VAR. I'm not blaming our loss on VAR, but I really want to make it clear, as I know that we've got a lot of questions to go through tonight, and a lot of them are venting
over 100
VAR. Absolutely shocking decision. It's blatantly offside and interfering with play. How the hell have they at Stockley Park decided that Patrick Bamford is not interfering with play?
The first goal?
Yeah,
I'd agree with that. Yes,
well, of course you would. Of course you would, because it's common sense. And then the tackle from Ayling. Ayling himself was he knew the writing was on the wall. The stadium was still. Everyone thought, fuck, he's off.
Yeah.
And they bloody kept him on. It's criminal. It's absolutely criminal.
And then the penalty.
And I want to make that clear. Yes.
To be fair, that was the wrong decision.
All right. And is this for Leeds?
No, for us.
Well, okay. Well, I'll give you something else on a Norwich City podcast. Leeds should have had that penalty.
Yes.
Brandon Williams takes him down. It's a penalty. Yeah, VAR, what a load of fucking shit.
Well, it's a complete nonsense. The officials are just as bad, but let's just have a bit of... We've tried it, it doesn't work. Let's just go back to having a few mistakes in the officials every now and again. No, honestly, because I can't bear the constant stop-start. You can't... Not that we've had many goals to celebrate.
Yes.
But the ones that we do score, you are in fear of them being disallowed.
Football without emotion is nothing. And it is sapping the emotion out of the game. And I promise you, I'm not just saying this because of the fact that we've been so shit this season. I'll stand by this. Do you know what really pisses me off when people sing VAR, VAR? No, fuck off. Even if it's for you, don't sing VAR. It's an absolute joke. It's completely ruining the game. Anyway.
Well, that's a positive of this season. We're going down. We won't have a next season.
Correct.
I bet you they'll introduce it in the Championship next season.
Could you imagine?
We had Brentford, we had Chelsea, we've had Leeds. In a, what's that, 200 and... Well, a lot of minutes of football.
Yes.
Where do we start? Brentford was a complete write-off. Chelsea, the team selection first half was woeful.
Yes.
Leeds, we folded like a pack of cards.
Yes.
When one of our most crucial games of the season.
Yes.
We'll talk about the players in depth shortly, and we've already touched on them. Did Dino and Shaky have to take a bit of flack here?
Yeah, I think they do. I think it's right to. I think people think that if you're pro I think people think that if you're behind Dino, you're somehow anti-Farke, which is just ridiculous. So there's this whole narrative about how Daniel Farke would have been the Messiah by now and how he would have stayed up, and how, by the way, the worst shout of the week I saw on Twitter, people are actually talking about wanting Daniel Farke back.
Well, he had a 0% win percentage this season. If Dean Smith would have been here from the start, we'd have a far better chance of survival.
I'm absolutely lost for words. I cannot believe that that's being discussed. I really can't. Anyway, should they take some flack? Yes. They all deserve criticism. Everyone involved in the football club deserves criticism this season. And Dino and Shaky will start to get some. You raise a valid point. You looked at that team versus Chelsea. And do you know what it stunk of for me? We ain't getting anything from this game. We're gonna try and botch it and go for a miracle. And we got what we deserved. We got completely run over straight away. And by the way, I'll now flip this into a positive for Dino and Shaky. Why I back them over his predecessors and co is because he made a change immediately. At half time, he brought on Milo Rashica and I've forgotten. That's really embarrassing. But he brought on 2 subs. One was Milo, and it completely changed the game. Was it Lucas Roop?
Was it I can't remember.
Yeah, Norman went off. Roop came on with Rashica. I think I'm right. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Sorry, this football club is frying my brain right now. And it made a difference. We were so much better. And to be fair to them, we did fight at the end of that Chelsea game, which is the minimum that we expect. But yes, Dino and Shaky deserves some criticism. But the thing for me with Dino and Shaky, they absolutely deserve the respect and patience of the fans. They have been dealt, to be fair, just like Daniel, a shocking pack of cards. Dino and Shaky worse because some of these players have been alienated. They're low on confidence. They're getting clattered. They're injured.
Well, it's not
they've
their
not
players,
got game time. They're not their players. So in general, they're thinking, "Fucking hell, I wouldn't have signed you, mate." So do you know what? They absolutely deserve our patience, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you're wrong. And you can think all you want that the tactics and setups are negative and how you want Farke ball back, but for fuck's sake, guys, we were getting run over week in, week out under Daniel Farke in the Premier League. And give Dino his due. He has made us harder to beat. Like, I know people will be screaming right now saying, "But Chris, we're still losing games, we're still not good enough." Well, yeah, I know. But imagine this under Daniel Farke, it would have been so much bloody worse.
Well, and the fact that we've got to mid-March and I guess you're still even, it's not impossible to stay up. Yeah. But we've won games under Dean Smith. And
do you know what
we didn't do under Daniel Farke in the Premier League.
We are going to talk about this in this conversation, I'm sure, which is the recruitment, which is now getting more of a magnifying glass on it than ever before from the fans, and rightly so, by the way. I really sincerely hope that Dino is given a lot more autonomy and a final say on the signings next summer. I really, really hope he gets that opportunity, because I think I'm now questioning whether our recruitment is good enough, even for the Championship.
I'm going to throw one more thing into the pot that's really pissed me off in the last couple of weeks.
Go on. Is it going to piss me off as well that you've reminded me of it?
Maybe not.
Okay,
it's more of a personal, like a thing where I've looked at and gone, what?
Okay, go on.
Fatigue, right? I'm hearing Dean Smith come out in press conferences. Sam Byram has now missed the last 2 games because he's tired. Lucas Roop had missed the previous game because he's tired. You are elite athletes.
Yeah.
Imagine me turning up and going to my boss, boss, sorry, mate, bit tired today, can I have the day off?
Yeah.
I'd get sacked. So I know Sam Byram has had injuries. He played 60 minutes of football and has now missed 2 weeks in a crucial part of the season. We've got players saying they're tired. What? I haven't heard this one before. This is a new one.
Yeah, it is, and I can understand why you think that. I think that there will be some valid cases where they've been overloaded when, I mean, look, Sam's only just come back from injury, right?
2 weeks off for 60 minutes of football.
Look,
is that an acceptable level?
I'm giving Sam Byram a free pass for the rest of the season, 100%. I'm not going to criticise him at all in the slightest, and absolutely deserves much more respect than you're giving him.
I love Sam Byram. I wanted to see more of him.
However, any other player, I would I would probably side with you on that, Jack.
Fatigue. The word fatigue is banned in any Dean Smith press conferences. If I'm the press officer, I'm saying, Dean, if you say fatigue, it's £1,000 to the local charity.
Dino's good in press conferences. To be fair, though, he's straight down the line. There's no bloody nonsense like weird analogies. Like he says it how it is. People won't like it sometimes, but at least he says it how it is. And I really respect Dino for that. So fair blooming play to him. Fair play.
Anything else you want to raise before we get into the 102 Twitter questions?
I think that I think that this is going to come up anyway. But I do think that we should talk about recruitment. I do think that we should bring it up.
Okay.
Because I want to highlight something. Isn't it interesting that when the top brass came in that we've got now, they absolutely, and I can't believe I'm about to say this because I now and then we didn't see eye to eye. McNally was absolutely smashed, saying that we've got to make up for what was the quote, the something of the past or something, the failings of the past, the evils of the past or something anyway. Because McNally did spend a lot of money, and obviously it then went really Pete Tong, and we ended up having to make up for all that money spent. So what's going to happen in the Championship next season? We've spent way more money than that. We've spent £4 million on Ozan Kabak for his loan for the season, and up to that in wages potentially as well. What's that doing to our football club? So I wanted to put that grenade into the room because I think it's important that people now start to think about this. Not that I need to, because everyone's thinking it anyway. And I'm just so worried. I'm worried about our model. People are saying it's not the model. Okay, well, let me tell you something. The model has run dry. We've got 2 assets left at this football club. Max Aarons, we'll sell him for some decent money. Todd's already sold for whatever it is, 10 million. Bournemouth
under
Bournemouth
what we
will probably
got.
I know, but Bournemouth will probably we'll get 10 million for Toddy. The only other one is Big Andy. Now, I just think that something must change, but I really hope that the football club, like the reason why I'm saying this and why we're all frustrated and we're saying this, we're thinking about it, is that the club aren't bloody communicating. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe it's deeper than this. Because I think back to the start of the season, I think, okay, why are all these problems happening? A lot of people have left the football club this season.
A lot. And
it's no coincidence that I'm getting phone calls and DMs from people now saying what they really think about the hierarchy at this football club. And people will say, it's frustrated former employees, this and that. Some people I really respect have contacted me, and it's worried me. I'm thinking, fucking hell, are you really saying that? Are you really saying that? We've got we've got employees that have been at the club for a long time that are very, very good people leaving our football club.
Why?
I don't know the answer to that, but what is happening is that all of these cases are coming up and being presented to me and probably coming into the world of other people as well.
From multiple departments as well.
Exactly. I'm worried. And I just wish the club would remedy that worry of the fans rather than this silence.
But let's say Stuart Webber comes out next week.
This beer tastes so good today.
20% off, link in the description. Stuart Webber comes out next week, press conference, all the local media, ask me anything.
Yeah.
What do you want him to say?
Well, this is the thing.
Because we know. He comes out and goes, my signings weren't good enough. We knew that.
Yeah.
We've wasted loads of money.
Yeah.
We knew that.
Yeah.
What else is he going to say?
No, you're very right. And I'm contradicting what I said. If you remember in the last podcast, I said, well, it doesn't really matter if Stuart comes out now and says something, because actually it's sort of like, yes, it will mean that he has publicly taken responsibility and accountability, which is very important, by the way. But he did do that last time, and you are right.
But we know he's the man in the wrong.
Well, I know. Yeah. But I now want the club to communicate the direction, not. So this is an important difference. Last time it was, sorry, we got a lot wrong.
Sent him to war.
And I take responsibility for that. And there was a valid excuse, by the way, as well. We spent 300 grand. Absolutely pathetic if you want to stay up in the Premier League. Pathetic. But this time, 50 million quid. So you can say sorry.
At least.
You can say sorry, but sorry won't be good enough. What I want to hear personally, let me know in the comments below what you would want to hear if you're watching on YouTube, if you're on SoundCloud, etc. Tweet it to us. I want to hear, where is this club going? What is our direction? Why should fans continue to have faith in this model with this ownership? Why? Now, I love Delia and Michael. I'll always respect what they've done. So protect them. I know that people from the club watch our podcast. So protect Delia and Michael if you care about them that much, and actually talk about where we're going as a football club. Because at the moment, this is going to get toxic. So toxic. And it's a shame because there's a lot of... the Delia out brigade is now forming its numbers again. And by the way, I can understand the reasons for that because it happened last time. But fair play to her and Michael and Jones. Here's 50 million quid. 11th highest spenders in Europe. And we pissed it up a wall.
Yeah. Just quickly on the Delia out thing, like yourself, Chris, I completely understand where those who are in that camp have got them thoughts from. What I do feel slightly awkward about is those saying that they're holding the club hostage. Like, that's not the case. They have said multiple times that they will listen to offers. Now, I know that that's very different to actively taking the club to market.
Well, have you seen the very recent press? People will say, have you seen the recent press?
Yeah, but she's done a lot of different interviews with her book in the last couple of weeks. And I feel as if they've been taken out of context ever so slightly.
I don't. I think she's been ill-advised and I think they're misguided. I love Delia. I've got so much respect for her. I think she's been misguided. I think the wool has been put over her eyes, and for her to come out and say that at this time.
What? Just remind the people listening what was exactly said. Well, it was in a recent interview.
Yeah, it was basically in a recent. It was in a recent interview, which was quoted in various articles. I think the EDP ran it as well, saying the basic. She's basically said, "I'm not looking for offers." Now, and people are saying, and do you know what? I understand why people have said that the club's under hostage, right, or whatever they're saying, because I think now the word will be out in the football world that we're not for sale. So when you put that into interviews and into places, it will send messages to people saying, well, they're not for sale. They're not going to sell. They're not for sale. Not going to sell. I think Norwich need fresh ownership. Not fresh ownership, sorry, forgive me. Fresh investment. Now, this is my angle on it. If I could have the perfect scenario, here's what I would do. And I'm not sure if this is possible, and I might be living in La La Land.
Go on, we'll give it a go.
I would love Delia at their, and I mean this with all the love and respect in the world, at their age, I think Delia and Michael would be great to have on the board still. I think they'd be very good to have in the room. But I would bring an investor in that's going to pump the cash into the football club. I don't think that's ever existed anywhere. But is that being made clear to people? I don't know. Like, we have a relationship with Tom Smith, lovely chap. He said to us before, yep, it's a couple of years mine. It's my job to go out and find people with money. Where are they? We're a good football club. We're debt free.
Yeah. It's an attractive business model.
State-of-the-art training ground, soccer bot. Joke about it all you want, but there's only 2 in Europe. We're an attractive...
There's a reason there's only 2 in Europe.
We're an attractive football club, and so I understand why people are saying that. I really, really do. But I think there's a middle ground. I'm not going to start piling into the ownership of the football club, because ultimately they granted that amount of money this summer, and it was completely misspent. Yeah.
Well, Chris, when we say it hasn't been going well on the pitch, off the pitch, and on Twitter, it's going very well indeed. We asked on Twitter, we want rants, raves, statements, love letters, whatever you want to send to us.
We desperately asked for positives this week, and I think there are none. Actually, there's one. I know what it is already. I'll tell you.
Go on.
Johnny Rowe. Let's have a go.
Who was that from?
But by the way, that is it. No, and do you know what? I might change my account into just a Johnny Rowe fan account.
Yeah.
I love the guy.
What would you call it?
I love how he holds.
Regal Rowe.
By the way, he was superb when he came. He was superb when he came on at Leeds again.
Hit the crossbar.
Again. Yeah. Great. Yeah. And fair blooming play to him. Do you know what I like about
the
Johnny Rowe? It's not just what he does. It's how he does it. And you look at him and you think, yeah, he wants it. It's obvious. He's so hungry to do well for our football club. I couldn't be more proud of what he's doing right now. And I know that you'll say it's the Carl Lafferty effect, that he's not been playing, and I want a bit more of that. I think he's a much better option than most of those players that are on the pitch right now.
Here. Nick Masheter.
Nick Masheter, starting with a big gun.
He's at the top of the pile.
Go on, then.
He wanted to get a question in.
Go on.
And you know what? We want to answer it. Nick says, pre-2017, the club spent 4/5 seasons in the Premier League and were much more competitive with the current ownership. Still believe that they should have stayed up in both 2014 and 2016.
Yeah.
Why have standards dropped so much? And if it's not Delia and Michael, who/what is to blame? Now, I will caveat this slightly.
Yeah.
Everything Nick raises is factually correct. What I would say, back in 2014, the standard of the Premier League was worse.
Yes, agreed.
But all of the other stuff is spot on.
Okay.
We are far less competitive now. We have pissed more money up the wall.
Yeah.
Well,
I've already said my piece on this because I've already bought up Dave McNally. I've already bought him up.
Well, that doesn't answer the question.
No, but the point is, we did well under Dave McNally in the Premier League.
Yeah, but it did all go very wrong at the end.
Yeah, but we stayed up.
No, I know.
Which is better than what we've done currently.
Yes.
No, we've stayed up.
So you're saying Stuart Webber's to blame?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Not purely, by the way.
Yeah.
But should take more responsibility.
Well, I think
should take blame, right? Not
Webber's got the
blame.
recruitment horrendously wrong, and he's been all about building teams, successful teams around him. Those teams have now dispersed, and we are left with a skeleton of what we once had, and we pulled the trigger far too late on Daniel Farke.
Well, my other point is on this, right, is people think Stuart, like, I feel like a lot of Norwich fans think, like, and I know it falls down to Stuart, right, because he heads it up, but my other question is, who is around Stuart right now recruiting for the future of this football club? Or who recruited this season, for a matter of fact?
It's kind of a one-man band. And it's not just on the pitch recruitment, it's off the pitch recruitment.
Who decided to pay $9 million for Josh Sargent when at the beginning of the window he was offered to the club for $6 million?
Wow.
Yeah. It's beggars belief.
Yeah, what else was I going to say then? I was going to say something.
Was this about Stuart?
Was it going to be incredibly informative and witty?
Last time we were in the Premier League, 2014-15. No, go on. Okay.
Reece Brown. You know what?
Go on, Reece.
Early one.
Oh, look at this profile picture.
Really respect this from Reece as well. Born in Suffolk, supports Norwich. Saw the good thing. Yeah, profile picture. Norwich scarf with a pint of lager in his hand.
That's class.
Few things, simple life, isn't it? But a great life. Statement.
Yeah.
Honestly worried about next season. Mm-hmm. Is this the point where we stop being a yo-yo club? I guess the opposite of a yo-yo club is a yo club. In only one way. And start rotting in the Championship. Such a lack of quality in our side, especially minus the loan signings next season. Hang on. Oh, I know what I was going to say.
We're not going to miss the loans, are we?
Barring hopefully Yanulis then comes back in. But you'll probably...
What, if he doesn't leave anyway?
Just let me
how the club have treated him this summer.
Let me have Yanulis just for now. Come on. What I was going to go back to Nick's point. We are also operating in a completely rotten and morally corrupt league that rewards dirty money.
Yes.
So you're always up against it.
I agree with that. No, and this is my point. And I actually did say this last. People are now tweeting us saying, well, you've got a platform. You say something about it. I said last time we got relegated that we won't progress in the Premier League without fresh investment. I definitely said it, guys. And the gap since then has got even bigger. Yeah?
Well, look at Leeds. Leeds have spent hundreds of millions of pounds. And I was speaking to a Leeds...
And they're still
I was speaking to a good friend of mine who's a Leeds fan, saying the amount of money you've spent compared to us. And then he said, everyone has a go at us because we spent 30 million quid on Rodrigo. That's less than Chelsea's weekly wage bill.
But on that point, if Everton or Leeds go down, it will absolutely ruin their football clubs. Believe me, it will ruin their football clubs.
Everton, big trouble.
Yeah.
Big trouble.
Yeah.
Huge trouble.
Do you know what that reminds me of when Newcastle came down last time? It reminds me of that.
But they did okay, didn't they, Newcastle?
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, go on.
What was Reese's question again? Worried about next season. The Championship is shite at the moment. I watched Huddersfield West Brom. Oh, wow.
Do you know what?
What a depressing watch.
I'm with you. I'm getting people message me saying, I wouldn't be so sure we'll get promoted again next season. Well, do you know what? This is going to sound arrogant. There's a gap. There's a gap. You know what we're talking about now, Jack? There's a gap between the newly promoted sides and mid-table. Yeah, it's a big gap, by the way. In the Championship, when we get look at Bournemouth, look at Fulham, look at West Brom. It's so easy for them. It's comfortable.
And
for
I
them.
also watched. I had a very, not much on. So I also watched Luton QPR at the weekend.
Yeah.
Also dross.
It's awful.
Quickly as well, before we get on to another question, because I haven't slagged them off yet, and I really want to. Brentford going down next season. Sheffield United effect. Horrible.
Okay.
Reece, really sorry to hear you're worried about next season, but so are we.
I hope so, because just in case you didn't know, I really, 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 really dislike Ivan Toney. He is so up himself.
Okay. Joshua. Canaries gaming friends. That's about it.
Nice.
I've never felt so disconnected with the club.
Yeah.
No passion. This sounds like you. No passion, no fight, no future, no communication. When things go wrong, the people behind the scenes quit and flee.
Absolutely love
can't.
that.
Yet it always seems like the fans are ignored,
I love
and
that
we're
from
never
you.
the priority.
I love that from you, Joshua. I love that from you. Look,
what I
here's
would
what
say, I'll get one in to just make Joshua feel a little bit better.
there you go.
It's never as bad as you think, and it's also never as good as you think. And I think that's a good way to live life.
I think you're selling the dream there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think it's about to
Joshua
get
needs
worse.
cheering up, Chris. I've brought him up.
Yeah.
You now punch him in the gut again. Kick him out while he's down.
I think it's very, very, very easy to talk when the sun is shining. Very easy. But look what's happening now. When it's all going wrong,
The rain's set.
nothing.
Interesting.
Absolutely nothing. Well, actually, there is something coming out of the football club.
Go on then.
Oh, Prue Lee.
Yeah, Dame Prue Lee.
Dame Prue Lee. Yeah, she's coming to Carrow Road.
What's she doing?
She's
Little chat,
rocking
is
up
she?
to some catering event, isn't she?
Nice.
Yeah, one night only with Prue Lee. Any interest?
Just what I've always wanted.
But do you know that it beggars belief. Why we've just lost the biggest game of the season.
Yeah.
It really was the last chance saloon. We said it against Brentford. It really was the last chance saloon against Leeds. The day after, buy tickets to Prue fucking Lee. Come on.
She'll cheer you up.
It depends what you're into.
She was wearing yellow and green in the promo pic.
Oh
though,
yeah,
which was
yeah.
good.
I guess so. Yeah. We're like, it's just embarrassing. That is embarrassing.
Maybe she's been doing the recruitment.
It's just so embarrassing. Like, what are we
Bake
doing?
off a day recruitment
Anyway,
at night.
I want to come in on this, right? It's a great point. And loads of people are saying this, not just tweeting us, they're saying it in general. They feel a massive disconnect from the football club.
How many spare seats were there against Chelsea?
And it's about to get worse.
Could have laid down.
And here's my reason why there's a disconnect, and I'm just going to say it how it is now. Ben Kensel. He's left, and lo and behold, no communication. None. Zilch. Zero.
But we didn't hear loads from Ben before, did we?
No, not from Ben specifically, but Ben really valued communicating with the fans. And yes, he made the mistake with the membership scheme, which people hold against him forever, even though he took responsibility, accountability, and apologised for it immediately.
We'd almost wish we couldn't buy tickets at this point.
He still cares. He still cares and is hurting from what is going on with this football club right now. And I think that is one of the big reasons why there's a disconnect between... Because you know, Stuart's a football man. Ben's left. We've not recruited someone to do Ben's job. So who's positively challenging anyone? Who's having critical conversations?
You think he's surrounded by yes men?
Yeah, I do.
And women?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Jonathan Parker. Delia has done wonders in her time, but if we ever have the chance to progress, then she needs to sell up. Stop thinking every new buyer is going to ruin the football club. Maybe, just maybe, they can make us better.
I do agree with the last bit. Who's this?
Jonathan Parker.
Jonathan Parker. Top man, Jonathan Parker. I like the last bit a lot, right? It's like everyone thinks that new ownership means that it's got to be to a Russian billionaire that's going to... Pardon me, sorry, Lakin's hits where you want it to. Everyone thinks that when you get new ownership, it's going to ruin the football club. That's nonsense. Come on, there are good owners out there that have got lots of money. Sorry, what was the other part of the question? The other point is, so when we do have to actually have offers for us to accept them, and I don't think we've had any offers for a long time, because we're so shut. The door is shut.
Well, this is the thing. There's like I said earlier, you can say you're listening to offers, but that's like living in your house, wanting it to sell without going to an estate agent and just hoping someone walks past.
I love that from you.
And going, oh, can I buy your house?
I love that from you.
You need to go to the estate agent and say,
yeah, you do.
Hello, who's your favourite estate agent?
Williams Way.
Williams Way. Hello, Williams Way. Can you come and knock a board outside and say, we're for sale?
Yeah, because without Williams Way, great estate agents, by the way.
Then you can't find your way.
Based in Drayton, then yeah.
Erland.
Top man.
Not Haaland, don't think. That's Erling.
What's he saying?
We need 5 to 10 years away from the Premier League to completely remodel this football club, so that if we do go back up, we might actually have the belief we'll stay up. Now, I would disagree with this. Love you, Erland, but disagree. You know, the other thing away from fatigue that really gets my back up, when people say, oh, we're being promoted too early. Come on. What?
Yeah, make the most of it. Make the most of it when you're up in the Premier League.
It's like saying you've gone to the pub too early. Yeah. It's never too early.
We're ahead of schedule was the excuse last time.
So, good.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Good. Let's
stay ahead of schedule.
Yeah, let's get our cock and balls out and let's go for it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
All out.
Yeah.
Blimey.
And we didn't. We spent 300k.
We put them back in.
And last time, to be fair, this time, we got our cock and balls out.
Yeah.
And
we've had it chopped off.
Yeah. We put them in the wrong place.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
If you're going to get them out, do it at the right time.
And put them in the right place at the right time.
Spot on. Good life advice.
God.
Finn Stevens.
Yeah. Oh, Finn. He's going to say something controversial.
Yeah, Finn's fired up.
Yeah, Finn is always fired up.
Great profile picture.
Hashtag fired up Finn. What's he saying?
I like this from Finn. Why does Williams not absolutely half Rafinha?
Yes.
Yes, it would have been a red card.
Yes.
But it was the 95th minute, so it would have been 100 times better than to allow him
and it was outside the box.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with Finn as well.
Also, I have to say, and I love Ben Gibson dearly, what is he doing for that second goal?
He'll know that how has he been beaten there? He'll be disappointed. He'll be gutted.
That whole second goal was just a collection of errors.
Yeah, it was. It was a collection of errors. You're right. But Finn's got a very good point.
Yeah. Hurt.
But do you know what's scary? That from so Brandon should have taken him out and taken a red if he was the last man. I think he was, wasn't he? He almost gives the penalty away. Arguably should have been a penalty to Leeds, and yet he was probably our man of the match.
Yeah, yeah.
That is really worrying.
Absolutely. Steve. Yeah, Steve. You know what as well?
What's he saying?
He looks like a Steve.
Oh, what a man.
Yeah, good beard, good sunglasses.
Do you know, someone that has their profile picture in black and white, you know they mean business. Shades, love it. Go on, what's he saying?
Lover of coffee, music and photography. Supporter of Norwich City.
Yeah, class.
Basically you.
Go.
I've always been proud of the fact that we're self-funded and the majority of our shareholders are fans. But I think the time has come to look again at the model, as it doesn't seem possible to compete at Premier League level with the current setup. We agree, Steve.
Yeah.
Steve raises a good point.
Yes. Next. Come on, there's 99 of these.
Lots of people as well saying feel really disconnected with the football club.
Yeah.
Charlie Soanes.
Yeah.
Positive.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we
Sit
go.
back, relax.
Johnny Rose,
positive.
there we go.
I passed Jack Reeve on the Acle Straight this evening. I must have been driving up it. Hello, Charlie.
The Acle Straight. There's only one way to Yarmo, thank God.
I passed Jack Reeve on the Acle Straight this evening going to Chris's. That was the way I drove. He looks really smart in his glasses. Can he see survival through them?
You loved reading that.
Look at that.
Charlie,
Cheers,
Charlie, I've lost a lot of respect for you.
That's my burner account.
For complimenting him.
Thanks, mate.
I've lost a bit.
But you should
do you know what?
like the fact that I've got glasses.
Do you know what?
now.
I almost believe your shit opinions with your glasses on.
Does it bring me an air of authority?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Can I see survival through them? No.
No.
I couldn't see before. Yeah, I could still see.
To be honest with you, mate, I would recommend that you stop wearing them for the rest of the season because it will be easier without them.
True. Really true. Oliver.
Oliver, who?
Stork.
Oh, second name of the week.
Profile picture, Dino.
Storky.
No,
Yep.
Shaky, sorry.
Storky.
Do
you know what?
Storky.
Name of the week, profile picture of the week. Anyone that has Shaky as their DP, I've got so much respect for you. So much.
The away ends this season have been an absolute shambles. Every single game is silent. I get it. The results and the performances haven't been there. But the fans need to do more.
Storky, if you think the away atmospheres are awful,
Come to a home game.
what are the home atmospheres? Abysmal. Abysmal.
Yeah, they have been.
Do you know what? It's got to the point where the away fan, we're right up against the wall. People will know that by now, probably. The away fans, they love a bit of toing and throwing with us. Anyway, it's got to the point now where they'll sing, your support is fucking shit. Do you know what I'll do? I'll agree with them. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how bad it is in the Lower Barclay.
Lee, positive.
Go on! Go on, Lee!
At least we only wasted 50 million in the summer and not more. Had reinforcements been brought in the January window, we would have wasted more. Not sure the recruitment team should have ever been trusted with more money after their performance the previous summer.
It's a respectful, and I get the point. I heard Chris Sutton talk about this actually.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Well, yes.
On
no.
BT?
Yeah, I agreed with a lot. I disagreed with some parts.
I like
of
listening
it.
to Chris Sutton.
Yeah, I do as well. I've got a lot of time for Chris. He says it how it is. He says it how he sees it. And I've got a lot of respect for people that do that rather than sitting on the fence to keeping the club's good books. And
his name's Chris.
Not naming any names. Anyway, what's my point? My point is... Oh, yeah. So...
I don't know why you're looking. I'm on a different question. They should have never have been trusted with more money.
No, sorry, the January window. So for me, yes, we spent 50 million in the summer, but the minute we didn't spend any money in January, admitting it,
It sends a message.
We're gone.
Yeah.
We're gone. Giving up. Dino needed reinforcements.
Well, this is the thing. Everyone keeps saying, well, obviously Newcastle...
But we were still in it. But we
Yeah.
let me come in one more time.
I'm agreeing with
but
you.
let me say one more thing, because I'm so
chill out a
passionate
little
about it. I cannot chill
I'm
out.
agreeing with you, Chris.
I cannot chill out.
Everyone keeps saying, well, obviously Newcastle were going to stay up. They splashed loads of cash. Did they?
Mate, we're still in it.
Did they?
But the thing is, in January, we were so in
We
it.
were still in it on Saturday.
We were so in it.
Yeah.
Yeah? All we needed to do was, there's really, really decent free transfers out there. There's really, really decent players available. And we didn't go for them.
All Newcastle did in January was sold... No, who did they buy? They bought Chris Wood.
Yep, from a relegation rival.
And they bought Kieran
Smart move.
Trippier. Basically what all they did.
Nah, to be fair,
And Dan Burn.
I'm discounting... I'm not talking about others because I'm sick and
But
tired
I'm just saying, the argument, they spent they didn't really spend that much money.
Yeah, I know, but my point is, right, to Lee, and I'm agreeing with Lee, by the way. Yes, you're right, Lee, that if we'd spent in January, we would have been even in the work. Thank God they didn't, because if not, it would seriously have crippled the club. But it also sent a message, we're not surviving.
Yeah, agreed. Well done. Kyle. Kyle likes an away day by the looks of things.
Lafferty? Oh, what a sign. Love it. Pride of Anglia. Good.
As much as I don't like Leeds...
Yeah,
that's how you support and get behind a team fighting relegation. If only us fans had the same mentality at Carrow Road.
Yeah, agreed. Nothing but respect for Leeds. Great set of fans. A few cocky ones on social media afterwards, but that's standard.
That's football.
I think that's standard of all big clubs, though, right? There's always idiots about. But honestly, I think I totally agree. I totally agree. There's this whole weird thing at the moment where people are saying like, I don't know what it is. It's like, it's normally from people that don't have themselves as their profile picture.
Oh, right.
Saying that it's like, oh, why are you celebrating?
Oh, yeah.
Like, no.
Obviously.
Like, yeah, we're going to bloody celebrate. We've scored a last-minute winner, a 6-pointer. You celebrate.
Yeah.
I've got, seriously, fair play to the Leeds fans.
Oakley. I'm going to list some players.
Yeah.
Discuss whether you think they will stay at the club next season. I like this. How many got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 players.
You say yes and I'll say no each, yeah?
Max Aarons.
No.
No. Dimi Anulis.
No.
Yes.
No, pause. What?
I think he'll be here next season. I want him to be here next season.
He won't be. I'll be so surprised. Mate, how... Do you know what we've said?
Let me have it.
We've said, no, I will stand strong on this until you agree with me.
Actually, no, he might be gone.
For God's sake.
We've got Sam McCallum. Just realised that.
And for God's sake, like, we've chosen a lone player over him all season.
But he's a good player.
But he's been touted with a move to Roma. Jose Mourinho wanted him, and he's not playing. I will be very... If we can keep hold of Dimi,
he should be
fair play. And by the way, he'll tear up the champ. Yes, please.
Christos Jolis.
I think we'll have to keep him. Who the hell's going to buy him with on that money and those wages?
Todd Cantwell.
No, gone.
Adam Eder.
Yes, keep.
Milo Rashica.
Yes, keep.
No, I'm saying that's not the question. The question is, will he be here? Not what you want.
I must admit, I am saying, yeah, you're right.
I really hope so.
Do you know what you did for Dimi? I've just done that for Milo.
Okay. I really hope so.
I think there will definitely be offers for him. Definitely.
He's been the one good signing.
Well, you say that.
He's been good, Chris.
All right, well, give me the facts then. You say, okay, you've said he's good.
Yeah, he's been good.
Okay, assists and goals.
Yeah, but you've been slagging off Team
assists and
Pukki all
goals.
season.
I haven't.
Put out some good numbers.
Yes,
you have.
I fucking haven't.
Yeah, you have.
I've said what a sad state of affairs it is that our main striker...
I hope he's dropped.
You are, it's a joke. That is a complete lie. Complete lie. Milo Rashica, you're saying he's good, and by the way, I think he's one of our best players by a country mile.
Why are you trying to argue with me then?
Well, because
just agree with me. He's one of our best signings.
I think he's on the edge. I think he could easily be sold.
But that's not the question. I'm saying he's been good.
Will he be here next season? I hope so.
You're not answering my question. He's been good this season.
Yes, he's been good, but you say good, the final product still hasn't been there from Milo, one of our best players.
Okay. Josh Sargent. I mean, yes, he will be here.
He'll definitely be here, all right. Mate, 9 million. We have been sold down the river there.
You know what?
Who is the agent?
I'm not...
I really want to know who's the agent.
Well, he's probably living in Monte Carlo or something. You know what? I want to meet the agent because he must be the best businessman in the whole of the world.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street, no more. I'm stunned.
That bloke could sell sand to an Arab.
Yeah.
Ice to an Eskimo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cars to a driver. Do
you know what, though? And I've said this before, and I'm saying it in hope, he'll be decent in the Championship.
He won't, Chris.
In the Championship.
He won't. He won't.
I hope.
You keep saying it to kid yourself.
I'll be honest, I'm on the edge of crying right now.
He's a really bad footballer.
I hope he'll be good in the Championship. I think he'll find his level in the Championship.
He won't.
Just like Lucas Roop. Roop was all right now and then in the Championship.
He wasn't.
Now and then.
He wasn't.
Fucking hell.
Ben.
We are a mess.
We spent £27 million on Milo Rashica, Josh Sargent and Christos Jolis with a combined 3 goals between them. £14 million for Gibson and
laugh.
£14 million for Gibson and Yanulis. Gibson making week after week mistakes while Dimi sat on the bench. A supposed £22 million for both Norman and Kabak if we had stayed up. Now looks laughable. McLean and Roop still in midfield.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, agree with it.
I mean, Ben stated fact. So, I mean, what does he want us to say? Yes, we did.
Agreed.
We can conclude that the recruitment has been a cataclysmic failure.
Yeah, agreed. I can't disagree with that in the slightest.
Someone also, Chris, raised the fact that another mistake was BK8. I'd forgotten about that whole debacle.
Yeah.
That was this season.
Well, by the way, considering how bad that was, and the fact that you've forgotten about it says how bad this season has been, because that was awful.
It wasn't great, was it?
It was absolutely awful.
Simon asks, I like this from Simon.
Simon who?
Duarte?
Yeah, Duarte, hello.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, quite like that.
Forster Duarte.
That's second name of the week.
What's for dinner?
Jesus.
I like this. Take it away from football.
Do you know what? Thank God that you've asked that question. What's yours? Do you know yours?
No, I don't actually. I'm going to be driving home after this. I suspect there might be a little bolognese on the table.
No doubt Mama Reeve's cooking it for you.
Probably a bolognese.
Saying that. Miss Reeve will be on Augusta.
I'll tell you what.
She'll be on Augusta.
Oh, really?
Speak. Yeah.
Whenever we walk down, we film upstairs in your house. I was going to say, whenever we walk downstairs Monday night, there's always something good smelling.
Yeah,
in
there's
kitchen.
always a smell of something in there.
Becky's slaving over the
I
stove.
mean, I did think at one point it stunk of survival, but unfortunately that's not been the case.
No.
Great cook.
Yeah,
Very good.
done well, haven't you?
I chip in every. We actually take it in turns. So, but tonight she'll probably get involved.
Your recruitment's been good.
I think it will probably be like fajitas or something like that
nice.
tonight. Yeah. Not quite sure yet though to answer that question. We'll see.
Excellent. No, really good. Matt's saying VAR was atrocious.
Yeah, we agree.
I agree.
We agree, but let's not talk about it because I'll lose the will to live.
Yeah, me too.
Come
Josh. I kind of like this. I like this from Josh, but I don't like this from Josh.
Okay.
He's thrown a little grenade in there,
Yeah.
and he's waiting to see the reaction.
Fucking hell.
Which I kind of like. I like doing that on Twitter occasionally. Josh
occasionally.
Josh says, I'd quite like Carrow to get hostile soon.
What the hell?
Look at that from Josh.
Hang on. Oh, do you know what? I could see Josh saying that.
Yeah.
I could see Josh saying that.
Just sort of wanting a little bit of trouble.
Did he actually say that? Would love Carrow to get hostile. Interesting.
I think he's already there.
No, I think we're already booing. I say we, I'm not. Other people are already booing. It's going to be hostile, so you've got your wish.
Joseph, and I really like this from Joseph.
Oh, yes, Joseph.
Because Joseph has directed this at you.
And by the way, Joseph,
And
just
that's
for clarification, is the guy on the left with the sunglasses on. What an absolute dude.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that man. Anyway, hit me.
Statement.
Yep.
Timu Pukki, I cannot take the slander of him any longer.
Yes, I agree.
You've been agreeing with this
Jack,
narrative all the while. Let me finish.
You've got to stop. You've got to stop.
I can't take the, and neither
me.
can I, Joseph. I can't take the slander anymore. For him to have 8 goals and 2 assists in this absolute shambles of a team shows just how lucky we are to have him.
Yeah.
Also, getting 11 goals in this shambles of a team 2 years ago shows Pukki is a consistently high performer.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more.
Well, you've changed your tone, Chris Reeve.
No, I haven't changed my tone. You are choosing to misunderstand me and try to push me down a river that, quite frankly, I'm not swimming in. Timu Pukki is a quality player. Timu Pukki is a Norwich City club legend, and I would agree. I will not tolerate any slander of him. What I have said, which has been massively misinterpreted by you, and only you, might I add, you absolute bastard, isn't it a sad state of affairs that he's still... We are so reliant on Timu. Could you imagine if Timu Pukki got injured now?
We don't have a striker.
Who would we play up front? Josh Sargent. Merry Christmas, ladies and gents.
Johnny Rowe?
Let's have a... Do you know what? I'd take that, to be fair. I would take that, to be fair. Anyway, Timu Pukki, the most isolated striker in the Premier League. We're over-reliant on him. He's an absolute credit to himself in this football club. He keeps his head down and he works. And he puts up with it. You don't hear him saying anything, leaking anything, but yet he is not getting served up anything. Anything. Not being given enough chances. Yeah, Timu Pukki. But it's a damning statement that my point that I've said to you offline, which you've decided to bring into the forefront, is that our main striker should be scoring at least 15 goals a season, even in the Premier League. And he's not done that. And I'm not slagging him off. I'm not slagging him off. I'm just saying it's a brilliant point from whoever it was again. I forgot.
Joseph.
Sorry, Joseph. It's a great point. Pukki's done incredibly well considering the service he's been given. How long are we in on this? I love it.
A few more minutes. I also think the Timu Pukki situation
Yes.
raises yet more questions around the recruitment.
Yes.
Timu Pukki plays best on a high line off the shoulder.
Yeah.
So we signed wingers
Yeah.
to throw balls into the box.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Fair point.
Yo-yo merchants.
Is that their actual Twitter name?
Yeah.
Love that. Go on.
Pukki seems to have regained his form, and Jonathan Rowe looks a very exciting young talent.
Yeah.
Those two up top in the Championship will be very fun to watch.
Yeah.
But positive.
Well, so long as that they've got a midfield behind them.
Yes. And so long that Timu Pukki stays at the football club.
Team of people will stay at the football club.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Although he deserves better, might I add, at the moment.
Jay Lindell.
Yeah.
Husband, father, sports fan.
Solid bio.
From Michigan, United States of
Oh,
America.
wow. Hello. Hello to the US viewers. Please, I hope you're not too offended by our comments around soccer bowls.
Soccer Bowl.
What's it?
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, sorry. Soccer.
I've only been following Norwich for 10 years.
Yep.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But in these years, why have we always been so bad in the air and headering?
In the air.
In the air.
Do you remember? I'll give you a throwback.
When we struggle to play it from the back, how are we supposed to control the ball out of your own half?
Do you remember, and I'll give you a throwback and I'll slag myself off here, do you remember when I said that Josh Sargent was good in the air? And
Yeah.
that was a massive, class.
No, but I kind of respect that of you because you were looking for a positive.
Yeah, I know.
And you were looking for a needle in the haystack.
Yeah,
And someone had already taken the needle.
We've got a small team. We've had a small... To be fair, we've only just got larger.
Yeah.
If you look at any shithouse team that comes to Carrow Road,
Always taller than us.
they're always taller than us.
Yeah.
And they always get a result.
Yeah.
A draw at least. They do.
Well, and also, this is the other thing that really annoys me.
Go on.
These long balls from the defence. Stop it.
Yeah,
What
you've
are you
said
doing?
that before.
Actually, I know where they do it because they've got a midfield to pass to.
Well, to be fair, I think.
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
quite
no,
sure
no,
because
no,
of the
stop
accuracy.
it. Stop
I think
it.
they're trying to find Mila Rashica.
What, in the air? He's about 5'1".
Well, I know, but mate.
Why are you punching the ball in high in the air?
Well,
for that?
actually, do you know what? I'm going to stand up for our defence. I think it's good.
Why?
Because the midfield's non-existent.
Well,
you may as well just pass through them.
Right. No, that's not a positive.
Well, I know, but I'm explaining why they're doing those balls.
Jake. I like this from Jake.
Yeah, what's he saying? There's lots of J's.
Yeah,
No.
Jake. Would we have ended up with the same string of results if Adam Eder had stayed fit? Now, I really like this. I think...
Ooh.
Now, we've talked about this before, and it was a massive error not signing another striker in January.
Yes.
But I think we looked really good when Adam Eder was
Totally
in the
agreed.
squad. And it wasn't necessarily because of Adam Eder, it was because of the system it allowed us to play. We controlled the ball better, we attacked better. There was a nice fluency about it, a nice flow to the game.
I think slightly harsh on Adam there.
No, I'm saying he played in the system well.
Adam was doing he was really growing into that
he
role.
was.
And it was a crying shame when he got injured. And I agree, the system was better, right?
I like that system.
So I think it's a great point. I think it's totally accurate.
It was unfortunate, though.
And as I've said before, I sincerely hope that Norwich fans put more respect on Adam Eder's name now.
Yeah.
Because we miss him massively.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben, Crystal Palace fan here.
All
Can't
right.
help but think if you guys signed more expensive, experienced players rather than unproven youth, you might have had a fighting chance.
Well, yeah, no shit,
We
Ben.
picked up Will Hughes for £6 million and has proved to be an absolute rock in midfield.
Right. Did you know that Will Hughes was presented as an option for Norwich City?
No.
Yes, he was.
Right.
I've been told this literally today.
And what did we say?
No.
We don't want him.
Yeah. Will Hughes was a viable option for Norwich City, and we said no. Will Hughes is better than all of our midfielders.
Correct.
6 million on Will Hughes. That Crystal Palace fan must be laughing to himself. To be fair, by the way, do you know what? Fair play to Palace. I never thought I'd say that. Fair play.
£6 million is
you know
less
what?
than we've spent on Ozan Kabak.
Old Paddy Vieira, fair play. He's absolutely smashed it. Written off, smashed it.
I like Palace.
Yeah, fair play to them. Proper football club, doing well, and they've recruited exceptionally well. Fair play to Crystal Palace. But yes, Will Hughes, don't mention that name because it annoys me because he was an option.
Loads more about ownership and recruitment. This is an interesting one. Little stat sent in from Joseph, sorry.
Go on.
Pukki's work rate goes unnoticed. He had the third most amount of sprints in the Premier League at the weekend.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's trying.
He's trying. And he makes lots of good runs. Most people that are watching and listening to this podcast would probably listen to or watch the opposition previews as well. If you don't, what the hell are you doing? I host them every week. We had the great Connor on from All Leeds TV and One Leeds. Oh shit, I've embarrassed myself. He's from a Leeds fan channel.
He's very good.
And he's very good. And he said to me, I'm always worried about Pukki. I'm always worried about Pukki. His runs are exceptional. He's always making good runs.
Clever footballer.
And I thought that was particularly prevalent coming from an opposition fan.
Look, there's loads more questions to get through. I think what I'm going to do is a little Q&A where I can answer some of these later in the week.
Oh, wow.
I think we've run out of time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Really enjoyed this little chat, Chris.
Did you? I didn't. It was horrible. I'm fed up with this, mate. I really want to talk about a fucking win. I really do.
Well, we're not going to... At least we've got 3 weeks off now.
Here's one. I'll give you another random one.
Go on then.
I've screenshotted this ready. Now, everyone knows how much I despise Reading Football Club and what I think of them. They are by far the most tin pot, soulless, pointless team, arguably in football. And we got a quote retweet from Elm Park Royals, who we've had on the channel, by the way, and
good lads.
and a great lad that runs it. To be fair, surprisingly, God knows why he's following them. Anyway, I thought this was an interesting bit of perspective around the ownership. He said, honestly, because we do a thing every week called Mash It to Monday, where Nick sends us his thoughts, often quite cutting because he's just a brutally honest bloke. Anyway. Nick Mashter said basically something around the identity of the football club. And by the way, let me know in the comments section, have we lost our identity? A lot of people talking about that. Elm Park Royals quote retweeted it saying, honestly, I'm not sure if this is a joke. Losing your identity, ? Norwich have repeatedly been promoted to the Premier League and relegated over the last 5 years. You own all your assets, a great academy, very little debt, and an owner who cares passionately. You need a reality check. So part of me is thinking,
a little bit.
Well, that's coming from a Reading fan. So quite frankly, I mean, I'd literally rather support
but it's
anyone
a fair
than
point.
Reading. But it's a fair point, and that's my point. Maybe, and people will be listening to this furious, saying, "Oh, Chris, that's the little Norwich attitude." But actually, it could
a little
be
reality check.
It could be a lot worse.
It's like those blokes who have a supermodel at home and they're out looking for something else. And you're thinking, come on, mate, you're doing all right. Sometimes it's not all bad. The grass isn't always greener.
Yes.
But you've got to water the lawn. And we're not watering the lawn.
And speaking of watering the lawn, as I always say, if you've got to this part of the podcast, a huge congratulations to you.
Get the hose pipe out and go and water the lawn. Hey?
If you've got to this part of the podcast, take a picture or a screenshot, however and wherever you're watching this on planet Earth. Hashtag watering the lawn.
Yeah.
Hashtag watering the lawn. If you've got to this point, screenshot, take a picture wherever you're watching.
Water the lawn.
No, that's it. Hashtag water the lawn.
Yeah, wasn't that what you just said?
I said watering. I don't know, whatever. Just tweet us something.
Yeah. Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, to be fair,
really
mate,
nice.
you've got me through that. Frustrating times.
But 3 weeks off, and you're off on holiday in a few weeks, aren't you? That'll be nice.
Thank God.
Yeah, leaving me here.
Yeah,
But life is always a holiday in Yarmouth. I'm on a constant holiday.
You can enjoy Sean Dyche's Burnley. And I'll be buggering off. Can't wait. Mate, top man, thank you. Go on.
The last home game you weren't at, we won. So we might win again.
Oh, good
might be
point. Good point.
You know what? If we do win, I'll chip in and you can stay out there.
If we win, I'll tweet a little special celebration video. How about that?
I'd love that. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.